Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Once again, my name is Clint Neal. I am about to do a live Facebook for my work on balance class. So hope you like the class. It's live, although I will be posting it after the class on my YouTube channel. So once again, hopefully it was helpful. If it was, share, thumbs up please, and don't forget to, if you haven't subscribed, do so, and hope you enjoy the class. Good to see you guys again. Good morning, everyone. Glad to see you. Welcome to my balance class. As always, we're going to start with some beginner, intermediate, and a little bit of advanced balance exercises. Once again, my name is Clint Neal, and we'll get started. So I always like to start with a little bit of warm-up, what's called a dynamic warm-up. So we're going to warm up by moving as opposed to static, which is sitting still or not moving. And so enjoy the class, and don't forget the thumbs up, comment in the box below if you have any questions. I'll be happy to answer them. So we're going to start with the moving our knees up and down, kind of like a marching in place. However, it's nice and exaggerated, getting those knees up as high as you feel comfortable in a slow and controlled motion. Now, if you feel a little bit wobbly with this one, you could always do it using the back of your chair. So we're gonna, nice, slow and controlled motion. Once again, getting blood flow through the legs, blood flow in the core, warming up those muscles. Because you should treat balance like you treat any other exercise. You wanna get nice and properly warmed up. And this is kind of active stretching as well. As high as you feel comfortable, and back down. Up, toe to heel, up, toe to heel. That way also when you come down with your feet, it's healthier on the ankles, knees, hips, and of course the lower back as well. Almost there. All right, good. Now this one's part of our warm-up, but we're gonna make it also an exercise. So once again, using the top of the chair rest, my leg that's closest to the chair is the one that's going to be slightly bent. So my left leg, I'm going to go back as far as I feel comfortable, just a toe tap, keeping that weight on the front leg. Straighten out your posture as you bring the left knee up. Down and up, as high as you feel comfortable. You want that weight on the supporting leg the whole time. So try not to shift it back, because that's what I don't want. So you want to just touch and up. Nice, slow and controlled motion. And because we're going so slow, you don't really have to focus as much on breathing, exhale and breathe in. You can, but just try to keep your breathing as natural as possible. We have one more on this side. All right, so now we'll do the same thing on the other side. So my weight's on my left leg, right foot back, right knee up high. Toe touch, knee up. Yep, slow and controlled motion. So we're working our legs, helping with balance, so you get more bang for your buck. Couple more. And rest, good. All right. Switching up the order, if you've taken my other classes, we're going to use our ball. If you don't have a ball, you don't need one. Just anything that's lightweight that you can hold in your hand. So feet close together, and I want to track this with my eyes. Another reason why you want to go slowly so you don't get dizzy. So my shoulder's fine. If you have a bad shoulder, you can keep the ball down low or whatever you're holding down low. But I'm going to come across my body, go down as far as I feel comfortable, tracking it with my eyes the whole time, nice and controlled motion. Because as we adjust our body like this, it works those muscles that are responsible for balance. Because the basic definition of good posture, which is a big thing with balance, is ears above shoulders, shoulders above hips. So obviously when we're moving, are not above our hips at all. Almost there. Down and up. Good. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So switch hands. I'm going to my left. If you already did that one, then switch to your right. Arm up. Nice controlled motion. And up. Just like that. Once again, you don't want to go too quickly. Not if you're tracking with your eyes, because that will most likely make you dizzy. And of course, that's not very pleasant. And of course, dizziness will affect your balance in a negative way. Down and up. Looking good. We have two more. Down and up. All right. So on this next one, we're going to do our squats. And squats are really good for the lower body, good for the core, legs, core, good for balance. All right. However, I'm not going to do the feet close together right now, because that's how, in my opinion, how I see most people, and in my experience, how most people get up off a chair in a restaurant or chair at their home. So we're doing the wider stance. Now to raise my center of gravity, I'm just going to cross my arms up high, keep them up high. I'm going to go down, but I'm not going to actually sit. I'm just going to touch the chair with my bottom and up. Keeping the chin up and down. So it's butt back and up. Nice controlled motion. Now if you can't go down this deeply, just go down as far as you feel comfortable. But the key is to engage more of the hamstrings and your glutes by sticking the butt back. If you're not used to doing that way, it'll be in your best interest to practice, because that'll make your knees last longer and it's better for balance. And short rest. And the reason why I say that is because when the quads are working, that's only about 1/3 of your leg size. So the potential for strength is a lot less in your quads than the hamstrings and glutes. So it's in everybody's best interest to make the stronger, larger muscles work than the smaller, weaker ones. So even though the quads are strong, they're not designed to be the workhorse of the leg all the time, okay? All right, set number 2. So hopefully this information is helpful. All right, arms up, set number 2. Once again, down and touch, and up. That's it, looks good. Working those muscles, improving balance at the same time. Good combination. Down and up, down and up. We have last 2. And one more. All right, very good. So on this next one, we're going to switch to, it still works to balance. However, it's a little easier, especially if your leg muscles are a little fatigued. We're going to do our walking on our tiptoes. So what you want to do on this one is take baby steps. Of course, if you really have trouble with this one, you might have to modify it and take a shorter walk, or have your hand on the back of a couch or sofa. So we're going to go up on our toes and take real short baby steps, keeping the head aligned straight ahead in front of us. We're going to go, take your baby steps, turn, staying on those toes, and walking forward. Once again, it's not a race, just walking on those toes. Good thing about this one, it works the calf muscles, and that's often an overlooked body part when it comes to balance. Okay, so if that was too easy, that's good. We're going to take it up a notch. Still on the toes. This time, as you take your steps, you're slowly going to look to the right and the left as you try to go on a straight line still. So you notice you might have to slow down your tempo, even if you weren't going very quickly to begin with. We turn. Once again, slowly turn to one side and then the other as you move forward. and you should feel an increase in the degree of difficulty, which is totally normal. Okay, now to still take it up a notch, we're going to look up and then down as we still walk on our toes. So on our toes, slowly look up, slowly look down. Yep, not easy, especially if you're not used to it. All right, we turn, going back to where we came, up and down. And of course, if you do feel wobbly doing this one, then for safety's sake, you could always put your heels down, gather yourself, and then try again. All right, good. Okay, so on this next one, it's definitely something that most of us don't do. At least I don't practice this a lot. It's going to be walking on our heels. So that means the toes are going to be up, pointing towards the ceiling. And we're going to go one time down and back, just taking the baby steps, walking on heels only. So you got to keep the legs straight, head up, posture's good, shoulders above hips, making our slow steps forward. Good. All right, as like we did on our toes, to take it up a notch in difficulty, still on our heels, slowly looking left, right, and back again, which is a bit more difficult. All right, one more time back. Once again, just doing the best you can. Some of these you might feel silly, but who cares? Some of them will be challenging, but we can't let our ego get in the way. To get better, things have to be challenging for us. All right, so we got one more of these. Once again, taking it up another notch in difficulty on those heels. Once again, slowly looking up, slowly looking back down. Up and down. Up and down. All right, one more time back to where we came. This one's a little tough for me, but that's okay. I'll only get better at it. All right, so this next one, if you have a mat, that's great. You don't have to have a mat, but the mat obviously makes it a little bit more comfortable on your knees. So what I want you to do on this one, we're going to be on all fours. And I suppose because I'm right-handed, I'm going to start with my right hand. So what I'm going to do is we're going to do one set per side. So I want you to raise your right arm, lift your leg up. We're going to hold, back down. Now if you have to, touch the floor, but if you could do it without touching and then raise it back up, once again, that helps even more for balance because your stabilizer muscles have to work extra hard because only your left hand and right knee are supporting you. So it's just the 2 points of contact. Up as high as you feel comfortable, hold briefly, and down. That's it. Nice and controlled motion. Working those body parts, keeping that core engaged. And down. I think we have one more on this side. All right, very good. All right, once again, keeping the core engaged really helps with this one. So it's another way of getting the ab exercise in. All right, same thing. So we're going to do left arm, right leg, as high as you feel comfortable. Hold briefly and down. Once again, trying not to touch the floor with the hand or knee or foot if you can, while keeping that core engaged. And oh yeah, don't forget to breathe. Gotta keep breathing. Oh, I had to touch, but that's okay. Last two. All right, good. All right. My mat I'm using here's a foldable mat because I don't have a pillow at the gym since we don't take naps here. So what I want you to do on this one, if you have a pillow and you don't want to step in it with your shoe, then you could have your shoes off, but you want to step in roughly the middle part of the shoe. And so what I'm going to do on this one Once again, stepping right in the middle. I'm gonna try not to hold my chair if I can. I'm gonna raise this knee up as high as I feel comfortable. Hold it. You'll feel your foot and ankle muscles move quite a bit because they're trying to stabilize, and then down. But I don't want to touch the floor, so my leg has to go at an angle. Well, that has some weight, so I have to adjust my core and my upper body to accommodate that difference. Up, slowly out to the side. Up, and you'll notice, especially the muscles below the knee, the calf, the gastroc of the soleus, and those little foot and ankle muscles. They really have to work to try to maintain stability, since I am standing on an unstable surface while moving at the same time. All right, we'll try a couple more on this side. Knee up high, hold, work those abs, and down. All right, we're gonna do the same thing other side. So I face you so you can see. All right, so once again, in the middle of my pillow or pad, knee up, hold, down to the side, try not to touch. Up, once again, keeping that core engaged, chin up, shoulders back. Try to maintain good posture. Because once again, that good posture is going to help with balance, so your body doesn't have to fight you as much. Knee up, hold, and down. Knee up, hold, looks good, and down. We have two more. Up, hold, and down. Up, hold, and down. Good. All right. So on this next one, what I want you to do, you might have to use the top of the chair rest for this one. And I'm just using this for a visual target. We're not actually going to kick this, but this is one of the martial arts type moves for kicking, but we're not going to kick it. Once again, it's for balance. So the leg that's closest to the chair, I want slightly bent, and I want my foot aiming the same direction as the chair or slightly behind. Because what I'm going to do here is I'm going to raise my other knee up, aim it at the target, extend, pull back. Try not to let that foot drop, because I can feel after what we've done, my hamstrings and butt are already a little fatigued. So leg up, extend, pull back, extend, pull back. Nice, slow and controlled motion. Of course, if I went faster, the set would end quicker, and I'd be happy. But this isn't about happiness, it's about improving your balance. And if your balance is better, then you should be happy. Extend, pull back, extend, pull back. Ooh, I can feel that burn. Last two. Extend, pull back. All right, good. Now I'm going to switch sides. So now my left leg. So this one's going to stink a little bit more because the leg that I just kicked with is now fatigued, and it's got to hold on my body weight so I can do this one. So once again, my foot pointing in the same direction as the chair, or I could open it up some, as we call opening the door. Knee up, aiming at the target, extend, pull back, extend, pull back. Nice, slow and controlled motion. Feeling those muscles work. Once again, try not to rely too heavily on the chair, but most likely, unless you're used to doing these, you will have to some. But the less you rely on it, the more it's going to help with your balance. All right, we have two more. And relax. Nice. All right. Now what we're going to do the squat variation where we actually sit. So this one is different because it's going to disengage the muscles. You have to reactivate them or re-engage them to get up. So we're still going to do the wide stance, arms up, go down, actually sit. So you should feel your legs relax. Then you have to re-engage them, but you can't stand here because you're going to end up going backwards. So you got to put the nose past toes, re-engage those leg muscles, and press up. Down, actually sit totally, Lean forward. Use those legs to propel yourself upward. Down and up. Of course, if you don't feel secure with this one, you might have to modify it or just take your time. So once again, it's not a competition. So if we do 10 to 12 on this video and you only get 6 more is better than nothing. So that's good. Down, re-engage the muscles and up. We'll try a couple more. And one more. All right, short rest since we've been using our legs a lot. If you need a quick drink, you could get one here. If you want to type a quick comment or question, feel free to do so. Like I said at the beginning, I'll be happy to answer your questions. And we'll do set number 2 now. We're just going to do 2 of these. Once again, arms up. Once again, down, disengage, and up. Down, totally sit. Re-engage the muscles as you stand. Try to keep the chin up. So even though I say lean forward, that doesn't mean look down. Still have your eyes up. That really helps with balance. Because one of the things I tell my clients, especially those that have a fear of falling, they want to look down because it makes them more secure. I say that's great, just don't look straight down like this. You want to look down and up so that way you can see the terrain in case there's a tripping hazard. But that makes you raise your head, makes your eyes closer to the horizon, which makes you less likely to fall. Up and down. I think we have one more. Up and down. All right, on this one, I'm gonna do it on this instead of a Bosu ball. If you have a Bosu ball, you could use it, or if you wanna sit on your pillow. So I'm gonna sit on the very edge of my chair. Now, if your shoulders are kind of not in the best of shape, you might need to grab the chair closer to your bottom or reach back some. But what we're gonna do is feet out in front. We'll try it the harder way first. I'm gonna lean back some, keep my core engaged, body straight, lift my knees up and down. Now right now, it does work my core, of course, reverse jackknife. It also helps with balance. However, if I let go with one hand or let go with both hands, it's gonna take a lot more for me to maintain stability and balance on the edge of the chair. Real quickly, I'll show you that if you need to adjust that, you can keep one foot on and alternate the knee ups. Not everybody has strong enough abs to do this one, so that's fine. But if you can, both feet up, try not to touch the floor. Up and down, up and down. Nice controlled motion. Once again, if you want arms up in the front, makes it a little bit tougher. And rest. All right, so you should feel it in the core, feel it in the thighs, and you will work the lower back some because that is also part of the core. Abs alone isn't the core. Core's full 360. So this is one way to do it. And of course, if you do feel too much pressure in your back, then once again, modify it where you do one leg at a time, either alternating or just do one leg at a time and then switch to the other side. All right, so we're gonna do one more set of these. Once again, lean back, abs engaged, knees up. And then once you feel confident that you have the balance in this position, arms in front, or if you need, out to the side, but try not to hold on if you can. And then as the muscles start to struggle, you will see it has even more of an impact on your balance. So you gotta really stay focused, working those muscles. Almost there. And rest, very good. All right. Yeah, you can hear me breathing because we're using all these large muscle groups. All right, now I'm gonna do what I call the tabletop. This one's tough, so I need to hold on to the chair also, but once again, not rely on too heavy. So on this one, legs that's closest to the chair, slightly bent. I'm gonna raise my leg up, go back as far as I feel comfortable. Try not to let my foot drop at all. Of course, that's easier said than done, since I don't know about you, but my leg's getting kind of heavy at this point. But once again, I'm going through a full range of motion, and if you notice, when my leg's in front of me, I'm slightly back. With my legs to the side, I'm to the side, and when my leg's back, I'm forward. That's mainly not just to help with balance, but everybody's leg weighs something. So I'm using my torso and my upper body to compensate for the weight of my leg. And when you do that, your back is still going to work some, but it's not overly taxed and really decreases the risk of potentially injuring yourself or injuring myself. And one more time back. Awesome, good job. All right, we'll do the same thing on this side. Once again, leg up, out and back. Once again, pretend it's on a tabletop. Try not to let that foot drop. Yep, not easy. Especially if we've done all those other things to start with. All right, one more, you got it. Back and return to neutral. All right, very good. All right, on this next exercise, you may have seen me do this one before, but it's a good one. But it also helps you focus because you're doing multiple things at once. So I'm gonna start with balancing on my left leg. I'm gonna go to my right as far as I feel comfortable, as deeply as I can. Now I can't put too much weight on my right leg because there's too much friction on the floor. I can't pull it back. So I gotta shift my weight to the left foot and up. Now, if you could do this one without touching the floor with the right foot, then you are awesome. I'm not that awesome. I'm pretty close to being awesome, but not like that. So I gotta go back and up. So yeah, maybe at the beginning I might be awesome, more awesome, but not right now. This one's a tough one. But as you'll notice, if you have too much weight going that way, you're not gonna be able to pull your foot back. Unless you have a real slippery floor and your foot's wet or you got slippery socks on or something. Woo, feel this in my muscles. Yep, 2 more. And last one. All right, very good. We got one more on the other side. So now once again, my weight's on my right leg. Go down as far as I feel comfortable, keeping my left leg straight. Keeping that weight on that right leg. So as you have probably ascertained, this is like a one-legged squat, sorta. So it is tougher because your body naturally wants to shift to share the responsibility with the other leg, and you gotta try to prevent that from happening. So you shift all that weight on the right side, making the left leg drift out. Come back in with not too much friction on that floor. Last 2. All right, very good. All right. At this point, I would normally do a little bit of a cool down, so hopefully you guys do that. You slowly march into place, rotate the knees, just a couple ideas. Hip rotation. This is one of my favorite ones. The young people don't really feel this one, but as you get a little bit older and you start to hear those sound effects and the pop, 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 good one. All right. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the class. Once again, comment, share with your friends if you think they need help with balance. They could ask me questions as well. Give me a thumbs up, and I will see you next time. All right, have a good one.